So we are now all aware about growing inflation, and this could escalate labor cost in the rise in the industry, as well as raw material costs.
The cost of fuel, the cost of the vessels, the cost of with the inflation, everything is changed. So
the recent CPI numbers in the US are not positive for the rest of the world.
And just the high global inflation came up, then the labor dispute starts.
Do you know why? Because of 2008 crisis. That was the single most important crisis of our lifetime. The companies were over-leveraged. Almost all of them had balance sheet problems. So after 2008, nobody did invest. And this is what you get. And this is what's triggering right now the problems.
There has been a lack of a lack of investment in the commodities complex, not just chromium markets, but also for the others.
We see that it's very difficult to have a common energy doctrines. Therefore, the consequences when a war happens are terrible.
If it's LNG, obviously the industry will still have problems.
Most of the European mills, not all of them, have reduced their production in October and plan to do so in November and December as well.
Saw ferrochrome producers across Europe switching off furnaces in Albania, Turkey, Sweden, Finland and CIS regions.
The EU's been working really hard to buy gas for the winter period and build storage levels at quite a hugely elevated cost.
The objectives of my program was to ensure that the Ring of Fire resources are developed sustainably and responsibly.
Our industry needs to do the part in this net zero commitment.
From the 1st of January next year, everybody who's importing steel and also aluminum into the European Union has to report what CO2 footprint this material has.
The Chinese economy is shifting from a fixed asset investment, which is building roads, bridges, airports, into something longer term, more sustainable, which should be more domestic consumption, services, and shifting into more value-added type of production.
They are going to grow like Japan. They are going to have a lost decade.
We believe that it will translate into a lower GDP growth in the coming years, and we probably quite assume a sort of medium term between 4 to 5% as we go for the next years of the decade.
China's political risk is much higher than the world average.
But as exports and imports from China remain high, questions of anti-dumping duties have begun to arise.
Consumption of chromium in steel is increasing because, of course, of the stainless steel exposure.
Stainless is regaining competitiveness.
I think South Africa, will remain a leading player in the chromium industry.
The chromium market is also grappling with significant questions about the place of Russian suppliers in the future.
Because of the price conditions in the past 2 years, the supply side reacted strongly. Capacity utilization increased in China, elsewhere as well. As a result of this, the market ended with, in the last 5-6 quarters, with oversupply.
So expected normalization, we called new normal, is happening now, 2022.
The hype of 2021 has gone.
Situation will improve, as I just said. However, there is no confidence as to when this will happen.